My name's Worthen. I'm 26 years old from the United States, and I'm part of the Evolve fight team. When I was a little bit younger, right before my parents divorced, and even right after they did, it was actually harder when they weren't divorced, because as soon as my dad got home, it was fighting. My mom was an alcoholic, so she'd be drinking, and he would get home, she'd be drunk in a rage, and they'd be fighting all night and stuff, and cops would be coming over and stuff like that. So when they got divorced, I was actually kind of relieved, kind of happy, because I didn't have to deal with it as much. But my mom was disabled, so she didn't have money to take care of herself and stuff as well. So my dad still kind of lended her hand, let her stay. It was a little rough, you know. Everybody has their problems growing up. I'm not gonna act like mine are any different. So just learn to live with it. I was a kid with no path, you know. I kind of just woke up every day and I didn't know what I was focused on. And when I joined wrestling, for the first time, I knew why I was doing it. I had a purpose. It really started to encompass my life, and it got me out of some bad places. I wasn't exactly the best kid, so I owe a lot to wrestling. I actually have a really small family. It's just me, my dad, my mom, and my brother. But my brother was kind of in and out of my life because he's my half-brother. He moved out when I was young. Actually, my brother moved back into our lives when he was about 16, and I think I was like 10. He was kind of a troublemaker, and my dad wanted him to join a sport. He thought wrestling was stupid. He thought it was kind of weird for guys to be in singlets just all over each other and stuff like that. So he came home and told me he was thinking about trying out for it, but he thought it was weird. But he ended up doing it and really liked it. So I would come being like the little brother that's always alone all the time. I wanted to tag along with my big brother, and now that he's back in my life, it was cool to spend time with him. So I would go spend time watching him wrestle at the wrestling practices, and the older kids would let me get on the mat and wrestle around. And then I eventually changed over to MMA. And one of my friends, he was an MMA fighter at the time, and he had contacted me to help him with wrestling. Well, that same friend that ended up getting me into fighting started an amateur MMA promotion and had one of our first events a month later. I was like, yeah, I'll fight. So I ended up taking my first fight a month later, and after that, it was all history. But one of the best choices I ever made. Training in Evolve is it's a breath of fresh air. Being back in Florida where I had to go to 3 or 4 different gyms all over, but it's just nice to have everything consolidated in one place. Getting help from world champions that are truly invested in me. They're all super experienced. Everybody's really good here. I'm just excited to make my ONE Championship debut. You know, I've been watching ONE Championship since it first started. I've always wanted to be at the pinnacle of the sport, facing the best guys in the world. Now I get my chance. I've had a lot of setbacks. I've almost quit the sport 100 times, and you have to push through. My words of encouragement are work as hard as you can, never quit, and stay focused. That's the reality of this. If you want to be great at something, it takes sacrifice and it takes a lot of hard work, so be ready to grind.